obviously it's changed a bit, and so has Southeast, well, South English. English has also changed, so both varieties have moved away from each other, but they're still very similar. Dutch is where German keeps all its extra vowels. I like the way that of writing vowels in Dutch. Of just if it's a long vowel, you just write the letter twice. It makes a lot of sense. I think more languages should do that. Dutch spelling. I mean, I wish the Dutch had like taken over England. Maybe we'd have a good spelling system then. You know, maybe when they let William of Orange in, he should have just replaced English with Dutch. Cool, cool, cool. Lost Gates. Bill Gates. 5G. Conspiracies. I knew it. It's all connected. It's definitely an East Coast thing. Only people you know who do it are Australian. Huh. Alright. You like bushland English. Bushland English. What is bushland English? Oh shit. I meant to copy that, not do what I did do. Don't do what Barry don't did. In dialect, you would say "puck Mars." Puck Mars? What does that mean? It's very dialectal. Okay. Huh. That's fun. I like learning little things like that. I think you need more than a single leader to change the entire language. Just ask William the Conqueror. You just need a very dedicated leader, right? You probably need multiple generations of leaders to change the entire language, I suppose. And you also need the will to try to do it. You don't actually even need any leader, I guess, to speak a different language to change the language a group speaks, do you? Well, what I suppose you do need is for a highly prestigious language to arise and people to want to switch to this more prestigious language, which I guess just didn't happen very much for. I mean, it did happen in English with William the Conqueror. Like all the nobles and stuff spoke French, but I guess because, well, Norman French, but basically, yeah, French enough for me. As French as you want to get. You don't want to get too much more French than Norman French, do you? At least they've still got a little bit of Viking in them to keep it slightly Germanic, maybe. I suppose even the French language is named after Germanic people, isn't it? The Franks. There we go. Yeah, I think so. Obviously, this isn't going to extend all the way out there. Um, just as much dialectically as Anschlusslassen, to fart, Anschlusslassen, to let on a, to let a fart. Yeah, Anschlusslassen. That's a fun one. You need to look it up now. Learn all about Australian slang in Shadow of the Boomerang. That thing seemed terrible. Was it as bad as it looked? It looked like just absolute rubbish. Like most Australian stuff. Just total trash. Give me 1 sec. I need to loot again. Yes. I look a little bit of like the giblets are like stuck to his model. That was great. Like. Oh God, my leg! Ah! What are you gonna do about it? Ah, he threw a thing at me. Oh, and he accidentally shocked himself with it. What an idiot! What's wrong? Got killed. Hey, thanks for the shamrock again. I assume that I'm receiving these shamrocks. I don't know how a shamrock. This ab adaba ababa adada abad abada ababa addis ababa adada. It's either adada or ababa. I'm back. Bushrangers from the outback mentioned a poet who's an outlaw in that region. Who's an outlaw, really? There was oh, what's his Patterson? What was his name? Banjo Patterson is he's a famous Australian. I mean, famous within Australia. He, like poet who wrote oh wait, we got a weird texture bug going on again. That's probably the one, Banjo Patterson. He's quite popular as like a real Australian literary figure. He wrote The Man from Ironbark. Murder, bloody murder, cried the man from Ironbark. I think we'll just have a little bit around the corner there and then big kind of backstage area here for the cool door. It's gonna be real big. Will you say here? It's very Austrian dialect though. Germans probably not understand. Bist deppert, der hat aber an ordentlichen Schatzglassen. Is this about farting again? Are you stupid? You really let out a decent fart. Are you stupid in the sense of Jesus Christ? Bist deppert, der hat aber. So the Hans Harbor. Okay, yeah. I see. An exclamation, not an insult. Okay. Very Austrian-y. It's incredible. It was like a fever dream from the Australian Tourist Board. It's all about Australia isn't as racist as America. Well, not out. Australia is just pretty racist. Like, even now. I know a lot of Australians, so like even relatively young Australians, people like younger than me, who are just unashamedly racist all the time. Mostly like, not in an offensive way. I don't want to offend these people, but more lower class people usually. I don't know. Like, there's probably a better way of saying that that's not gonna potentially offend someone, but fuck. If you're gonna be racist and then turn around and get offended by someone calling you lower class, maybe like fucking look in a mirror or something. You can't be offensive to other people and then get offended yourself. Well, I mean, you can, and usually they do, but pretty hypocritical. Had a famous Aboriginal singer in it, Jimmy Little, an actress who got eaten by a shark in Sydney. What? That's very Australian, isn't it? Getting eaten by a shark, apparently. I've never been eaten by a shark, but I guess I'm not a real Australian. If I was more of a true blue Aussie, I would have got eaten by a shark by now. I think that is... No, we need it to be bigger, don't we? That's what she said. Maybe that big is big enough. It really just needs to be able to realistically have enough space to get one of these guys inside here to just hang out. I wish we could have multiples of these things, just for the sake of having that cool door, because I want like several of them. I want a few of them in a row, right? But I guess I can't. It was set in the Sydney outback. I talked about Banjo Palace and way back, did I? Oh wow, you got a good remembery. That's a word. Does anyone know of Jimmy Ngombumjara? I've heard of Jimmy Neutron. Does that is that related at all? I mean, I guess no. It's not related at all. Jimmy, you also... Holy shit. You wouldn't believe it, Trollander. I literally didn't even read what you said, and I said exactly the same thing. You must have already injected some of your blood into me. Uh-oh. Hackfleisch for minced meat. Ah. Only Germans say that. That's a good name for it. I mean, mincemeat is already a pretty good one. It's called Fasciitis in Austria. Fasciitis. Am I talking about bogans? Kind of. I feel like bogans are a very specific kind of thing. Like not everyone who is, for lack of a better word, lower class is bogan, right? It's like a rectangle square situation. Every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square. And the same with bogans. And people are the classically challenged. Can we say that? Classically challenged? Maybe that's a good one. It's about a white rancher in America who gets sent out to manage cattle station and is annoyed to discover the Aboriginal workers eating in the house like regular people. Jeez. And the two Australian stockmen have to explain that they're not as racist as America. I don't know if I can say that word. A very clean. A very clean. And that Bonnie is a nice half caste. Man. It's funny when like this thing to prove that they're not racist is so racist. But that's just how it was back then. I remember the kinds of things that my grandparents would say, and they were not racist. They were not considered racist at the time, and like literally my grandma would like she spent a lot of time like volunteered a lot helping like making clothes for like Aboriginal people and stuff. Like she clearly was not hateful. She didn't hate them or anything, but I guess it wasn't a kind of hateful racism, I suppose. It was more of a, oh, they're just, it was a condescending kind of racism of, well, yeah, they're not quite as, they're not quite as civilized as us. So we're here to help them out. It was that kind of, the Christian missionary style of racism, I guess, of, it's not their fault that they're living in sin, but by George, we're gonna sort them out. That's pretty much that entire generation is like that, and that's only a few generations ago. Do I just want it to be a big box? So, I feel like I want I think I want a roof on it instead of the big box. Not Jimmy. David Ngombujara. David Ngombujara was an indigenous Australian actor of the Yamachi people. Yamachi. Haven't heard of them. Born David Bernard Starr in Meekatharra. Really? Ah. WA. Yeah, I know Meekatharra. Heard of that. His acting career spanned over 2 decades from the late 1980s to 2010. He won 3 Australian Film Institute Awards. Class transcends economic power. Definitely. I mean, look at the kinds of things that like look at like celebrities in general. Most like Hollywood celebrities, just no matter how rich they are, they never seem to be able to gain any class, do they? The last funny dialect thing. Okay, is this thing also going to be about farts? No German will understand this. It's Viennese dialect. Abara kadabara. Kivara iska havara. Hocus pocus. A policeman is not a friend. Is this just the Austrian all cops are bastards? That's kind of fun. There's also Eshays on the East Coast. Eshays. What, in Australia do we have Eshays? I've vaguely heard the word Esche before, but I have no idea what an Esche is. Is it like a bogan? Is it some bogan adjacent kind of group? Colonialism? What's colonialism here? Oh, the when we're talking about the kind of yeah, the racism, right? The colonial kind of racism, yeah. Missionary racism, we'll call it. And it's about as exciting as missionary position. Okay, let's cover that up. Why have these? I think I might, if I save and reload, that texture bug should fix itself, right? That's. I've almost spent 100 hours playing this game. Just in this far. They were being progressive for their time, but it was 1960. Yeah. It's a funny thing, isn't it? That the very nicest, most progressive, wonderful person 100 years ago would look like a horrible bigot today. And it just goes to show how much, you know, how much we can improve. It's a good thing, right? It's a good sign that despite how bad people seem, it is possible for people to get better. Yeah, so the texture bug fixed by reloading. Actually, we'll probably start this end. And I guess it doesn't really matter which end we start at because we're going to need to squish it down either way, aren't we? Unless I'm very lucky. No, I'm not very lucky. We will need to squish it down a little bit. Nice. Do we want that though? I don't know which type of roof we want. No. I don't mind that. Let's look at the underside. Oh, I need to. I quite like that actually. Oh, the other thing is that these are not the correct pieces. Well, they are the correct pieces. They're not the right texture. They don't match all the other stuff around here. Gee, sorry, I missed a bunch of shit again. That's what Shadow of the Boomerang was all about. Outback missionaries. Esches are a trash subculture in Australia. Probably an East Coast thing. Let's look at this thing. Absolutely right on the class thing. Have a term in Portuguese. Rafa Meia elitizada, which means elitist riffraff. We have a word for them too. We call them the nouveau riche, or like there are other names for them, I guess. But nouveau riche, I guess. I mean that's not even. I say we have a name for them in English. That's clearly a Esche is it's a French word that we've just taken, like usual. It's a slang expression with urban youth subculture from Western Sydney. Okay. Brought into the mainstream since the 2010s, 2020s. In New Zealand, they've got hood rats. Hood rat, that's a great word. They're really, really evocative, isn't it? It tells you exactly what kind of person you're talking about here. Very dehumanizing, which these things usually are. I mean, you can't blame people for how they are, can you? Like, no person, given all the information and given all the opportunities, would choose to be a hood rat or like, you know, scum of whatever variety you're gonna, whatever word you're using to describe them. It's clearly not a nice thing to call people. So what's it come from? It comes from sesh, from Pig Latin sesh, so it's seshe. Or adlay, is it from Pig Latin lad? Weird. Lads. Well, I've heard of lads, of course. So they're just lads, stereotypically hypermasculine, inclined to crime and violence. Okay, yeah. Just the same kind of like, the same shit as all over the place. Damn emus. Use Reformea Elitsada whenever you see people at the beach on their fancy boats blasting loud music and having barbecues only to trash the place after. That sounds, yeah, very nouveau riche. Swear World War III will not be what we all think it will be, in fact. Be the emus trying to take over other countries too. Look, if we couldn't beat them, no one else stands a chance. Australians are well equipped to fight wildlife. What with all our like deadly spiders and things. So once the emus start coming for you lot, you're fucked. I see this is slightly too high. So I'm putting the roof on so I can tell how high the wall bits need to be, or rather how low I guess they need to be. There's something satisfying about the final part of building something like this, isn't there? Like just getting the roof on and it being kind of done. I imagine that would be very satisfying in real life. Like if you're actually building a real structure. Sitting back and looking at like completed thing. You thought the roaches would be the ones fighting each other after the nuclear Armageddon? The Great Emu War will repeat itself. Thesaurus gives Bulgarians for... Oh, that is a great word. Bulgarian. What's this? The quintessential Esche. Oh my god. Dude. It's gonna be awful, isn't they? Oh man, they start them young, don't they? I mean, being a shit adult probably, you know, probably comes from being a shit kid, right? Like, think of all the people in your high school who were just shitheads and who are now adults and probably still shitheads. I'm sure some of them aren't anymore. Some of them have grown up, but some of them will just still be total shits. What's going on with this? There we go. Guess I just wasn't pushing it right. They've always got those like horrible rat tails, don't they? I'm just thinking about, oh, I don't know, the